Oh, oh, oh. Welcome to my humble abode. Sit down, relax to the cozy violence, and enjoy a warm cup of cocoa. Don't be wary. I am just an old man that rewards all the good deeds for the labors of the year. This belly doesn't come from nowhere.
Mr. Kraus, this is no time for cocoa by warm fire. The elves need their pay, and we are behind on toy production, and do not get me started on the state of reindeer stables. Seriously, when are we going to replace those poop machines with something grander? We've been asking for some of Sleipnir's kits for years now.
Oh, come now, Prima. The reindeers are splendid creatures, and always spread cheer wherever they go.
Duh, but even Kerberos can spread cheer if you adorn him with enough jingling bells.
Perhaps, but on the note of production and elf pay, I shall get to it once I've attended to my confused guest.
Goodness, I didn't see you there. Ruspadian, you know this isn't the time to be entertaining people. It is our busiest deadline of year. Our only deadline of year. No, this simply won't do. Where will we? I'm deeply sorry, but we have gifts to deal with, and this is not on the schedule.
Ah, but this is a gift, you see. The bard, which the audience is so captivated by, deserves to spend time with his family and friends. And our guest deserves one last tale before the festive season truly has come our way.
Okay. If I shift gold giving to peasants to following year, I suppose we can make it work. I guess that solves the bear problem and my bond. Fine, I will go manage your workshop and you enjoy your cocoa with guest.
Oh, do not mind him. Now, where were we? Ah, that's right. I'll be giving the last tale of the year to give thanks to all those who have supported and played a part. Do not worry. The tales will continue sooner than you expect. Now, let us settle down with a warm drink, perhaps some cookies, and enjoy another wondrous tale of Ramble Shamble.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ramble Shamble. It's been a bit of a week so far. A lot of things have changed, a lot of things haven't. But we are approaching, by the time this episode comes out, probably after Christmas time, but we are approaching Christmas times and all that festive cheer and all that wonderful times of being with family. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you get a bit of downtime during the December period where, you get to enjoy that time that you don't normally do. I'm sure Jotun's got a lot of Christmas plans up his hands. Hey, Jotun, anything special that you would like to share?
I actually tend to be the type of person. Hi, everybody. The type of person that actually likes a quiet kind of holiday. But Christmas is the time of year that you're actually meant to be. It's the time of year to splurge a little bit. So, so I always tell my family and friends, I don't care if you guys decide to not give me a present or anything. I don't expect that from you guys. But I do expect there to be lots and lots of good food. So yeah, that's my only requirement for Christmas. And then I just like spending time doing fun things with people. So it's the time of year when I insist on popping out the board games like Risk or Catan or anything really, or some video games, especially some split screen co-op, specifically that because oh man, I have such nostalgia for split screen co-op and not necessarily like playing on your own PC multiplayer online. No, I want split screen co-op so that I can remember the good old days when I used to play Halo 3 and Gears of War 2 on split screen.
Oh, those were the
Yeah.
good old days where split screen was a lot more popular. Look, I don't deny that the online gameplay is definitely a welcome feature that I am more happy than none. But yeah, those local co-ops where you would be able to like sit with friends and family, and you kind of enjoy the atmosphere as a group rather than someone over the electronic means of a headset and microphone.
Yeah, like everyone sitting inside of this, like the same living room without a headset on, and it's always interesting when you have like three people and you only have two controllers and you're playing something like Tekken or Mortal Kombat, and the dude who loses has to give over the controller to the remaining person. So there's like that extra incentive not to lose.
Oh, so true, so true. Well, let me start off with the boring stuff. So, everyone, if you don't know, we're Ramble Shamble. We are where one is a historian, one is an engineer, and together we form Ramble Shamble, where we talk about a whole bunch of philosophical topics and pop culture and history that interests us as well may interest you. And guys, we stream this podcast on almost every podcasting platform, so you probably will find us. And don't forget to like, subscribe, give us a comment, and feel free to join our Discord where we will be happy to play some games with you. You guys can share your art, share your interests, possible self-publishment post/promotion. But we are hoping to grow Ramble Shamble to something that's a little more interactive. Get to hear what you guys have to say. Have your comments on the different questions at the end of each of our episode. Yes, guys, we don't know. There's a question at the end of each episode. But those questions are very valuable for a smaller but not insignificant Ramble Shrapnel, which Jotun's the best person to describe what Ramble Shrapnel is.
Ramble Shrapnel is our shorter playlist of bonus episodes where we base the topics of the episode on whatever we find your guys' comments for the week to be. Let me redo that. Whatever we think the best answer was to a question inside of the main episode from you guys, I mean. So if we find a particularly interesting answer, or there's an answer that is upvoted the most by the community, then we take that and we just talk about that for a short, like 15 to 20 minute shard. And yeah, we just completely off the cuff, no preparation whatsoever, just talk about that for a little bit, because it's a little bit difficult for us to think of all the possibilities out there in terms of answers and responses to one of the episode topics. And sometimes we need a little bit of input from you guys to give our brains that little momentum that they need to like just go on the most amazing tangent, or what we hope is the most amazing tangent. Yeah. So yes, please answer the questions that we ask in the episode, where we ask for your feedback, and join the community.
Yes, thank you so much, Jotun, for this description of Ramble Shrapnel, our little bits and pieces. So, Jotun, today's episode is going to be a little bit more of a chillax kind of episode. Not too chilly, but it's going to be a bit more of a casual thing. So, part of the reason why I inquired about Christmas this so early in this episode is because as we get closer to Christmas times, possibly we've already passed the advising and of people about potential scams of Christmas sales or Black Friday sales and all that kind of stuff that can always impact our lives during the times of the year, where a lot of people tend to spend a lot more than they should, and they have buyer's regrets. It's all those kind of weird little promotional scams that are, say, legal in the terms of commercialism, but in the long run, you think that's like, hey, that's a scummy move. That's a scummy thing that's happened. What's your experience with the world of promotions and just like people getting so buy happy during Christmas time and or / Black Friday times where they see 50% off
Okay.
sale, 100%, 99%, all those weird sales that come into there, and then later down the line, like, hey, did I really need to have that? Where did I put this in my room? I don't even use this said item. I bought it. I know I wanted it, but now I don't even use it. It's a decoration. Yes.
So I'm actually a terrible person to ask us about because I'm a sucker for this kind of thing as well. I'm actually lucky that I'm a utilitarian for the most part, but as I've told you guys before, I can't resist a good bargain. Like, geez, and especially for things that I use all the time. So I've been known in the past for having like 2 or 3 extra mouses for my PC just lying inside of the original packaging because I fear the day that I want to play a game and I don't have a mouse because it's like dropped on the floor or something. I don't have one inside of the original packaging anymore, but I do have a spare laptop that I use exclusively for reading ebooks because it's an old laptop and it has a gaming mouse that's attached to it. So if I ever have a push comes to shove situation, then I can at least use that one.
I
But
doubt you would ever go back down to that old laptop. Like you tasted
never.
you tasted the speed of the higher end. There's no way of going back down to something that is like unable to like process. Like I can understand you open it to read, but like flip, I can imagine your life just going through like a living hell to downgrade yourself to such a level.
No, dude, I'd literally eat mealy meal or cornmeal for like 3 months and subsist off of that to save enough money so that I can get myself another gaming laptop. There's no way that I can go back to like integrated graphics and like
Oh no.
a 5th gen Intel dual core CPU. No ways, man. I've become like I've leveled up in the world and now I can't regress.
Yep.
There's a lot of room for me to grow and climb higher in terms of the leisure lifestyle community. But I don't think I can take steps backward.
No, that's what I say.
At least not in terms of something as important as gaming.
Oh,
and I'm sure you're exactly the same as well.
100%.
I don't think you'd be
100%.
able to do without your Switch either.
No, there's a lot of like luxuries that are definitely worthwhile. But I will say, in terms of gaming wise, Steam is quite notorious in having these so-called flash sales. Some of them are really great. Don't get me wrong. I adore Steam's like weekly sales / the winter sales or summer sales, spring sales. But I do find it too much. Why I say this is that I have a whole library of games, and Yotin can attest to this, where I have not even played half of it. I bought the game, I've reviewed it, I definitely know I'm going to love it, but because there's just so many new games coming out so frequently, I just don't have the time to, play the game. Like Epic has got in a similar way, but at least I'm not wasting money. That's where Epic, you get a free game 2 free games every, say, 2 weeks now. Which again, I love it. Don't go away, free games, Epic. These keep supplying with these random games I've never heard of, probably will never play. But I'll still keep on adding it to my list of maybe games to play.
Yeah, no, it's the exact same with me. And now, because I also subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, I'm just seeing so many duplicates in my various libraries of games now.
Oh,
because
100%.
I have it on Game Pass, and then I'll have it on Steam. Like a great example is Shadow of War. I have it on Steam, and that's where I originally finished the main campaign. Then I also have it now on Game Pass, and I might have it on Epic. And last month I started using Amazon Prime as well. And the game that they give away on Amazon Prime for last month was Shadow of War. So now I also have Shadow of War on GOG through Amazon Prime. So I'm just seeing duplicates pop up everywhere, and yeah, it's like no way anybody could ever consume all of that media. But I mean, it's free. Like, I'm not gonna not claim it.
But yeah, that's why I say it. In a way, that's almost like a kind of keep your mind in the like current moment, or like how I like to think about when I see a Steam game that goes on sale, and I say, oh, that's one of the Steam games I've been waiting for so long, and it's on like say like a 50% or 25% sale, and or even 75. I think to myself and I say, this is worth me paying for now. Like, am I going to play this in the next month, or the next 2 months, or even the next 3 months? Heck, even this year, because I'm at that stage now. I say no. So this game will most likely be on sale again in the future. So I'll rather buy it when it's possibly on a better sale, or when I'm ready to accept this game into my library. But
Yeah.
there's no winning in it, because at the end of the day, you're like, crap, I really would have played that game. Because then you don't play it, and then that game's now outdated. Now there's so many other cool new games that replace it. Now I feel like, dang, I missed that hype train. I missed that potentially really eye-opening game that I no longer will. I'll still consider playing it, but it won't be as fresh as, say, the current games that come.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Like, nowadays you have to basically make a consortium of all your friends whenever you want to get like one of the newest multiplayer games, because there's so many awesome multiplayer games out there nowadays, but that's not really something you can do by yourself. So you have to like gather the horde together so you can all decide on something that you can actually play. You and I experienced this recently with the survival horror game. Like we want to play a survival horror game, but which one?
There's so many. So we'll definitely touch on this at a later stage in this topic. But I want to start the first question in this topic. And that is, Jotun, do you know of any, say, it can be anything, it doesn't have to be related to gaming, it could be anything really, but any sales? So you can obviously you can refer to a friend or say a family member that's noticed it, but any sales that you've come across that you think is just an upright scam, but because it's so like agreed in, or like it actually happens quite often in the world, we just accept it. I definitely have a topic, but I want to see, do you perhaps one of these topics and would like to go first?
Yeah, this is one that's very close to my heart. Okay, so now I know that we've covered it in a previous episode before, but I'm a massive lover of buffets and all you can eat things.
Yeah.
And I do a ton of exercise, so I pack a real craving when I actually go to these things. But I always get really disappointed in a restaurant when I try out an all-you-can-eat dish. It'll be something like all-you-can-eat pizza or all-you-can-eat wings. And I go there and I sit down for that promotion, and they bring you like a half portion of whatever that is.
That is scummy.
And then in order to capitalize on the bottomless feature of it, you have to wait for the waiter to bring you a new plate every single time. Like, yeah, it's technically all you can eat or bottomless, but I mean, you sit there for like 3 hours and they only brought you like 5 portions of the of the half portion. Yeah. Then you're like, geez, like how much am I actually getting out of this? And those things normally charge you 3 times the amount of a normal meal. But in your head, you think like, oh, but I can have so much more because it's bottomless. And it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, those are really scummy when that happens.
Yeah, but an actual product, I think it's not really for me because I'm not inside the Apple ecosystem. But the whole planned obsolescence thing of Apple, and like how the batteries drain and how you need a new iPhone every year or two. One of my brothers actually is a massive iPhone fan, and he always has the newest one, or like the newest one at least every 2 years. And I'm just like, oh, geez, man. Like if you just went Android and got a similarly priced one, so it's on the same premium tier, then you could get an Android phone that lasts you 6 times, like not 6 times as long, but like 6 years. And will remain cutting edge. And
no, I perfectly agree with you there. I laugh at the fact that like since Steve Jobs had passed away, so R.I.P. Just the degree of evolution of Apple has not really evolved. Like the only thing that I take note of, but to be fair, I am not an Apple user audience, is basically the fact that all the Apple devices are just changing in shape, and they are adding more and more cameras. But when you get to like 4 cameras on a cell phone, why do you need additional 2 cameras or additional 6 cameras or additional 8 cameras? Like, I understand want, but there's obviously what I say is, do you need it? Like, when I bought my new phone recently, this guy was trying to sell me this amazing Oppo cell phone, 8 cameras with this, so and so and so. I'm like, jeez, man, this price is outrageous. And chances are I'm not going to take advantage of this 8 cameras bullcrap you're trying to sell to me. But yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you need to know exactly what you want from a product.
Not just want, but also need. Like, you get your need and just up that want a little bit, but don't go crazy on the wants.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that phone might not have been suited for you. And I myself now, I'm also looking for a phone, but I know that I want a gaming phone because I want something that I'll be able to game on with the planned power outages here in South Africa, as well as something that I can use and still kind of reach that level that we were talking about with the gaming laptops as well, because it'll be a phone with a high refresh screen and I can play some nice mobile games on it. But for me, I'm exactly like you. Like, I'm not going to use a 108 megapixel camera. You know, I'm not going to use. Okay,
I think of the
well,
selfies.
I might use the slow-mo feature for videos quite a lot, and but I'm also not going to use like super macro images or anything like that either. So for me, like, camera isn't going to do something for me. But if you're like someone who's really big into TikTok or a social media influencer, that's exactly what you want. So it pays to do some of your own research before you go to the sales team of a shop, because those people will, like, they'll get you to fork over a lot of money for stuff you'll never ever
Very
use.
true. But that's what I'm also like, thinking, that also there's a point where the camera pixelation is not going to be to your benefit, because there's going to be a certain point when you're going to see pores or the freckles off the person's face, and it's like, okay, guys, you've gone so detailed that the person might as well just be in front of you, which is probably the goal. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, like, geez, I specifically, when I watch YouTube videos, I don't focus on the person's. I don't need to have like an expert quality picture quality of a person's face, but I can understand the appeal. Don't get me wrong. I can understand for the Instagrammers and all those people, they want to Photoshop and make sure that pictures look so sparkly and fresh. But when people like meet them in real life, they'll say like, "What's happened? What happened to you?" Like, well, that's because the camera took away 15 pounds off my face and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, let me give you my one. My one is my gripe, or what I consider a irritational scam, because YouTube loves to share these ads on a daily basis. But Jotun, what's your experience with mobile ads, mobile app game ads? You must also be experienced quite a bit.
No, not a lot. I don't really play games on my mobile or my phone as of yet.
No, neither do I. But
can't.
do you not come across those game ads, like on like a?
Oh yeah, those ones where you have to like pull walls away so that the fish can get to the water and things like that.
Or the other one where it said, like, you'll have, like, the one I'm talking about, I think it's Civilization or something like that, where you see this, like, Egyptian lady, like, saying, go away, to, like, a Caesar person's like, your power is not so high. It's not high enough. I'm on 5 million. And the guy comes back and says, well, my army's power level is, like, 10 billion. And then they go, and everyone's, like, running to be his best friend. I'm like, wait, are you trying to pretend that the fact that if I play this game and then spend so much money and get to this said level, or everyone around me wants to be my friend? Is that what you're trying to pitch? I'm not sure. Have you experienced that ad yet, or not quite yet?
No.
Oh,
no, not yet. Thank goodness.
There's all those ads that I hate so much. Like, the one ad is like the same kind of ad where the person's like busy dating. Also, no, the person's cutting in line for coffee. So these are real people this time. So the person cuts in line and says, excuse me, why are you cutting in line? And then he's like, shove off. I have a power level of 5,000. and then the lady's like behind her, the lady that got cut. She's like saying, "Oh, I have a power level of 10 million." He grovels on the floor, and then everyone's like, get away, get away. And like, what are you proving to this? Like, you're telling me that a game ad or a game of its level can dictate things around in life, which is not true. You like, if that happened to me in real life, and she's like, and say someone cut me in front of me and says, "I got a power level 5 million in this game," I'll like say, "Well, that's cool for you, but that doesn't dictate your place in line for cutting in front of me. Get the back of the line, lady or person." But that's what I hate it with a passion. Like, it's close to irritating things episode, but that is very, like, I don't get what you're trying to do. You're not explaining the game. You're not explaining the game mechanics. You're just like showing off that if you get a high power level, you can boost your friends. Like, okay.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's like Pokemon, you know, like you catch a one legendary Pokemon, all your friends are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be your best friend." It's like, wait, but guys, you know that friend you just made, they're gonna leave you as soon as someone else with like 2 legendary comes across. And then the next person's gonna get 3 legendaries. And then, like, those aren't your real friends, they're respected. So do you really want that kind of friend? Does? It irritates me too.
Probably not.
It irritates me.
No, I understand. Calm down, Mackie, calm down.
But that's the thing, like, there's a lot of those, like, I'm not sure. Do you know of the Diablo? I'm pretty sure you know this. The Diablo 3 scam, or the Diablo 3 kind of like grind system. That to me is like a legal scam. You not know of it?
No, tell me.
So Diablo 3 being a lot. I think Diablo 3 is a mobile game, so everyone was very disappointed by it. Oh, no, it was like Diablo 4. Sorry, I think it was Diablo 4, and there was just a humongous grind system.
Do you mean Diablo? What did the Diablo Eternal?
Yeah, I think it was that game. Sorry, I don't play those.
Like
games.
the one where the guy said at E3, "Do you guys not have phones?"
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Diablo Immortal. That's, I think, what it's called.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So
yeah,
yes, it was Diablo Immortal. You are correct. So, from my like feeling, well, what I've heard is that you have to grind in that game quite a bit, and then what's scammy about it is that you have to, like, you could earn this in game, but it's a lot harder to get by. But you get these special gems that I have read and heard about, and you'll trade these gems to unlock a certain like hero or power up. But if you, it's only a percentage chance of getting that power up. And I feel like, wait, but then you're putting this money into this game, which you obviously put a lot into it, only for, like, say, a 5% chance of perhaps getting what you want. And I feel like that's like a legal scam. I know it's gambling, but at the same time, it's like you intentionally taking the money away from people, and I feel like that's more like a scam. I don't know. What do you think, Curtin? Like those loot boxes, scam or no scam? Give me your stamp of approval.
Oh, okay. I think it's a scam in as much as people don't exactly know what they're paying for, because a lot of people, and especially kids, don't know that when they're making this purchase, they're actually paying for a chance to get the item that they want. You're paying for the chance, and that's the scummy thing about it, is that like, they don't know exactly what they're paying for, but it's not a scam in as much as the people who offer those loot boxes, nowhere do they say that you're going to actually get this item. They tell you very clearly, we're going to give you this loot box for the chance to win. But people don't exactly register the fact that it's the chance to win, like a percentage chance, a probability that they're paying for. So they could get like a common item instead of the legendary.
Oh, such an annoyance when that happens.
And yeah, and that's where loot boxes become, like, literally become a kind of slot machine, because you're paying for the chance.
No, agreed, 100%.
Yeah. So it's technically not a scam, but the people who pay for it, the customers, they're unaware of like how that business makes money. So
yeah, but then that raises the question: is that obviously, like, in a complex, you know, the terms and terms and conditions that people obviously read in full detail and read all the little fine prints. Sarcasm there, people. Like especially in games, Jota, do you read all those like terms and conditions, those legal compliances, or do you just push that I agree or I accept button and play the game you want to play?
I don't read that stuff. Not a chance, man.
Yeah, so like I read, like obviously there's certain.
Dude, those things are like textbooks. Holy
Yes,
heck.
that's what I'm saying.
Like they're like a tome or something. It's like if I crack that thing open, I better be getting some kind of dark ancient magic coming out of it, because those tomes are massive and long.
Oh, true, my non-reading friend. No, but that's the thing. So I worked in a business, and those terms and conditions are they don't like obviously they make it public. Like it's part of any business. Like you have to have all those terms and conditions public. However, people are also to a certain extent lazy or gullible or say they're not interested in reading all those little bits and bits and all those terms and conditions. And that kind of leads to my second question for this episode, which is personal. Oh my gosh, I regretted what I just did. So this is not my input or my answer to the question. It's more like a side one, but I'll get to which one that makes me feel more regretful. But in the business I worked for, they were like you would have to fulfill certain requirements to get this like payment if your vehicle got stolen. But to get this like payment, you just have to be a very good customer. But in the terms and conditions, it states that if you like miss one of these items, then boom, you no longer valid or you don't fall into the guideline or fall into one of those people that can claim for money back. So, this is a side thing, but like people are also lazy. And do you think that it's like fair game, or do you think that businesses shouldn't take advantage of their laziness to read the small terms and conditions that are available to them to read, but they just don't want to read it?
I don't think we can actually fault the businesses here, because the small terms and conditions is actually necessary for a business with regards to like legal reasons, because there simply isn't any kind of way that a business can be responsible for the diligence of their customers, and there is the actual risk of customers trying to sue the business
100%.
for like false advertising, which is a serious deal. And if you think about it, there's absolutely no way for a business to actually verify that a customer didn't know what they were purchasing. And for that reason, it's actually very important that they do have the T's and C's for any kind of thing. And yeah, just because it's sad, but people are liars.
100%.
So there's like people will always try to exploit a business. I'm exactly the same. Like I admit I'm guilty as charged, but if I see like if I had the opportunity to actually milk a business because of some offer, and I see that it wasn't included in their T's and C's, I definitely would. Because in the eyes of the public and as customers, all you know is that a business is a massive entity that has a lot of extra money lying around.
Oh, they so do.
Because I mean that's what profit is. It's extra money. So they have a lot of extra money to lie around, or that is lying around. And for me, that's just a beautiful chance to exploit that if I do get the chance. So yeah, and that's how most customers see it, and that's massive danger to businesses. Yeah, so those T's and C's are very important.
No, I agree. I remember one T's and C's when I went to a dentist. I've been to a few of them, but the one T's and C's that really baffled me was that during the operation, you cannot sue the company if you go blind. Like, wait, blind? Wait, blind? I'm not even like inquired with the dentist, like, sorry, what? do you mean that this operation where you are cleaning my teeth, just for clean, not to do anything different, just cleaning my teeth, can cause me to go blind? And they said, oh, no, just because one of the customers came in and they said they were blind after they caused the thing. Like, wait. But you want me to sign off that the fact that I do go blind because of you, like, maybe slipping the drill instead of going for my teeth, going for my eyeball. I can't sue you. Like, no, it's just sign. It'll be fine. And then the dentist even, like, was, like, saying to me afterwards, like, you're the one who was, like, inquiring about this whole blind. Like, well, yeah, I read terms and conditions because apparently I can go blind by your dentistry. So I am a little bit concerned about my eyeballs at this stage. There's some weird ass crap T's and C's out there somewhere. Maybe we can make an episode of that because I read
Just like
most of them.
debris flying everywhere.
Just like permanently make me go blind. Like, oh well, sorry.
Okay, dude. You have to admit though, there's definitely somebody that actually got something that like flew into their eye and tried to sue because of that. Because otherwise that clause wouldn't be inside of what you were
But that's
reading.
malpractice. So even if that happens, so say like the shrapnel of the jaw broke apart, flew into my eyeball and caused me to go blind. That law would not hold up against the laws because it's malpractice. So you can put anything in terms and conditions. Like I can state that Jotun has to give his liver to me and he signed it off. But it won't stand up in law. You could take me to law and then they'll say, well, that's clearly an inhuman moral point that he put on there. The fact that Jotun did sign for it, we won't hold it against him to give away one of his kidneys or livers. I'm like, okay, fine. But you probably will have to compensate me in terms of money in terms of that. But there's certain laws that you can't force on a person because it's just immoral. But people do get away with that kind of crap. But
Definitely.
yes, let's go into our next question, which is personal scams that we've fallen for and have later, unfortunately, regretted in our time. So I feel like I should go first. Jotun, will you allow me to go first in this topic?
Go for it. Yeah.
Now, you see the Christmas fever is already hitting Jotun in his bones already.
The cheer flows out of me.
So this is not a very long story, but I am a person who has poor eyesight. As you guys probably now know, I am short-sighted, not far-sighted. I have only started I haven't started. I have been wearing contacts lately, and I adore contacts to quite a bit, touching the eyeball. Insert squishy sounds right here. Squish, squish. But yes, the fact is that I wear glasses, so I mainly only go through Specsavers to do my eye test and get upgrades in glasses. And Specsavers in South Africa have these quite common deals where do your eye test, buy a pair, and then get a second pair for free, including and could be a sunglasses or another pair of glasses, up to 3,000 rand or up to 2,000 rand. So I was like, oh, cool, that's a pretty good deal. I can just go in there, get a really good pair of glasses, and yeah, perfect. So I do my eye test, get my choose the pair that I want, and realize that, well, not realize, then get informed by the Specsavers person that says you can choose everything from this 800 rand pair of list. I'm like, wait, but you said up to 3,000 rand. Like, no. For that specific frame you picked, which is, I think it was like 1,200 rand, you only get to this list of 800 rand. Like, but wait, I'm confused. You said up to 3,000. Does that not mean that I get to choose a lens that will cover me up to 3,000 rand? They said, no. It means that when you pick a particular frame of certain category, you get to go up in the purchasing of better frames for your second pair. I'm like, wait, so I must pay 4,000 rand to get the 3,000 rand pair of glasses? Correct. I'm like, what? But what? But what? No, what? Okay, interesting. So I upgraded in my pair because I said, well, if I'm gonna get a better pair of secondary glasses and a slightly better frame, I realized that I'll splurge a little bit. These glasses will last me a good 3 to 4 years, or so I splurge on a 3,000 and choose a 1,500 rand frame. Now, this is a detriment in two fronts, because I just spent 3,000 rand for a pair of secondary glasses, and I can attest to the fact that I have never worn the second pairs of any of my secondary pairs of glasses. And the frame that I have now is a nightmare to wear. It does not fit on my face properly. It's broken a number of times where I've taken it back to Specsavers to get replaced. But I have not regretted. I've regretted the scam since almost like the first week of owning these two pairs of glasses. It is a ultimate scam in that I cannot. It's what anyone that wears glasses will attest to this. That the glass itself, like the prescription glasses, don't contribute that much of the price. It's the frame itself that contributes to the price. So if you were to bring like an empty pair or just an empty frame to the Specsavers, they will charge you about 800 rand just for the glasses and to put them into the frame. But if you buy a frame, now the price gets into the ballpark figures of 3,000 to 5,000 rand. And you're like, jeez, so much money for a simple pair of prescription glasses. And the frame is what costs the most. I'm like, I feel like this is the worst scam ever. Ugh, hits me in the deep spot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where brand names come into play.
Oh, Hugo Boss and all those weird brand names like Police and that kind of stuff. Like I bought a Police frame and it was good until it broke, and I felt like, well, that was worthwhile.
Yeah, when I tried to get a phone like 9 years ago, geez, I don't wear glasses now. I try to like behaviorally improve my eyesight, but when I tried to wear glasses, I think I wore them once or twice before I lost them because I wasn't wearing them. I had Quicksilver glasses. Yeah,
No, but you see,
just a random thing.
I 100% agree. But that's what I'm saying. Like this scam in my heart, it's a multi-layered scam. So that up to 3,000. Like now, knowing from my one business job that I did, up to does not mean that they will cover up to that figure. It means that it's more implies to the fact that you can get the money up to, those specific words, can get if you apply to these certain conditions. So if you apply to, say, you're a loyal customer, A, B, C, F, G, you have to apply to these specific conditions, and then you can get up to the certain value, but through tier levels. And it's a common business practice. So people, if you're shopping that kind of stuff and you see sale up to 80% off, that means that not everything is 80% off. It means that like one item can be 80% off.
You hit the nail on the head there. Those key words,
Yeah.
up
To.
Oh my gosh, that's like the biggest marketing thing in this world. That drives me nuts.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's the brand frames, like literally just brand frames, and me buying a secondary frame because, hey, it comes along with the main frame. And I don't wear it at all. It's like you with your 3 mice. You don't use all 3 mice. You like kept them because just in case I need another pair. Like, don't get me wrong, I still have 4 of those pairs of glasses that I've not worn, but they're in my bag just in case I need another pair. Situation. I've fallen for such a horrible scam routine of glasses. It's not even funny anymore. But yeah, I think that's my one. That's my contender to compete against your one. Tell me, Jotun. Tell me your deepest regrets. Those things that you locked away in your mind that you do not want to let out.
Okay, so my one isn't on a kind of grand scale as Mackie's, but the thing that always gets me is when it's just cables, dude. Cables for charging my stuff. Like, for a long time I had a micro USB phone, and I still have one now. I plan to upgrade pretty soon, people. So like a USB-C is coming my way, and I'm very much looking forward to that day. But these micro USB cables, dude, like there's always some way in which the male jack or the male end of the cable always bends. And it's so like it doesn't clip solidly into the phone or the joystick or my headphones anymore. It's bent. And then like there comes a stage where I get so fed up with the damn thing, and then I buy a new one, hoping that this will be my savior and it won't happen again. And the old one charges fine, but it's just finicky to work with. And so I buy a new cable, and I think, I'm going to make this a 2-meter cable, and I'm going to make sure that it's a braided cable so that it can last that, or like outlast the wear and tear of me using it all the time. But that, lo and behold, that's not the problem. The problem is the male jack that will once again bend. So, yeah.
Yeah,
that's something that just drives me up
like
the wall.
The poor quality of things.
Cables in general, just cable management.
Oh, so true.
And like as a gamer, I don't want to necessarily like get wireless things because first of all, I already have so many things that I need to charge. So if like I have to charge it for anything within anything less than 8 hours of me using the thing, then that's not enough. I'm not going to buy that wireless device. But then also like, geez, I don't want to incur the kind of latency that might come from using a wireless device, especially if I'm playing like multiplayer or something. I already have to deal with the ping if I have like slightly weak fluctuations in my internet with friends. I don't want extra latency from a Bluetooth device as well. I know it's a small latency, people. Don't judge me.
But it is there.
It's a big mental gap to leap.
It is there. And it is an interesting point to take on a scam because, yeah, I've also suffered that like exact cable scam. And, geez, like, I'm really eager for the day when I have my own little room or a house in my own room. And I'm just gonna, like, staple these cables along the wall, like, in those, like have a little, like, cable holders so you can make it look all neat, have it like going along certain lines and stuff. I am excited for that day to come soon because cables are a natural disaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I think might have been a scam, but I'm not sure because I didn't really try it. Like over a decade ago, there was this cable management, like plastic thing that was being advertised like crazy on TV. It looked like the binders for a book, and you open it up like a rib cage, and you just like shove all your cables in there so that they don't get tangled up and stuff, and then you close it around that, and it just makes it like one solid thick tube instead of 5 separate cables. And it was marketed as like a cable management thing for behind your TV, from when people still used to use those like individual TV audio, and I don't even know what the other cable was for. I never knew what it was for, but those cables and for behind your PC and things, so that it just looked neater and all of that. So I never actually got it, but I feel like it was a bit of a scam.
Yeah, look, it's definitely more of a scam for those like people that have like one cable and they think, oh, I'll definitely get this, but like I feel like for service and that kind of stuff, you have a crap ton of cables, and I've seen those tubes in action. They're definitely handy in those situations. Then you have like so many, but like labeling is a must for that situation. You always get those like little tags that say 1A, 2B, 1B, 1C, and all that kind of stuff. But that is an interesting one when you mention those cables. I'm not sure if you had it like in your school. Like back in my high school, there was this one balancing armband where it was getting sold quite popularly in like sports stores and stuff, where this armband would it's just a normal wristband, and it'll have a little like metal sticker on the back, and apparently this armband would improve your balancing skills if you wore this wristband. And
oh, dude, that was such a fad.
That was a scam and a half.
Wasn't it meant to? Wasn't that meant to be like having to do something like realigning your chakras
Exactly.
and making sure that your energy flows through you right. That was such hippy dippy crap. Really?
No, that's why, like, my one friend tried to convince me to buy one because they were sold this in all the sports stores and stuff. Like, look, I like he was balancing on one leg and he has his arms out wide, and then he's like, "Come on, push me over, push one of my arms down." So I pushed one of his arms down, and he tumbled a little bit, and then he realigned himself. Like, now I'm putting the arm back on. So now try it, and then I pressed him the same amount of force because I'm an engineer. And it's like, see, I didn't fall over and I said, well, that's not because you have improved balance. That's because you are now aware of how much strength I'm going to put on that arm there. It's like, but they proved it to me in the store. I'm like, yes, exactly the same answer. They weren't aware of how much force you're going to put in there. And then you being the honest, kind person you are, tried to put the exact same amount of force. So they were prepared for the second time you were going to push their arm down. And obviously they're going to say whatever they can to get you to buy this stupid piece of crap. Scams. But before we go, Jotun, we are approaching the end of the episode, unfortunately. Are there any Christmas recommendations or, how to say, well, let's make it the next festive season, because again, this episode is most likely going to come after Christmas. But any festive season recommendation to our buyers that are going around, rushing around to find the perfect Christmas gift and spending as much money as they can? Any like warnings or recommendations to avoid or be aware of?
Be aware of those two important words, up to. Like,
Choo-choo.
I can't stress enough how much you guys should be aware of that. But otherwise, I just recommend that you actually think about stuff that you use every day and that would make everyday life easier for you, or make your everyday life a little bit more fun as well. So if you have like stupid earphones, get yourself like a proper stereo headset. Really, it's going to make everything so much more immersive and worthwhile. Get yourself like 7.1 surround sound. Yeah.
100%.
If you're yeah. That's probably one of the biggest but most easily attainable levels up in terms of just enjoying yourself and entertaining yourself in a nice way. Is just get decent surround sound headphones. They're not expensive. They're like 350 rand, or you can probably find it cheaper on a special. Or for anybody who's wondering, that's like, geez, €20, £20, $20. It's not that much money, but just the level of immersion it brings you is totally worthwhile.
No, well, that's very solid advice. That's probably the advice I normally do when I shop for my family and friends. Is that I always think of, what are they actually going to be doing? Like, what can I do to enrich their lives? What can I help them in their day-to-day activities? What will be something that they would actually use? Not like buying, like I could buy my friend a sweater, but is he going to wear that? Maybe it's not his style. Or what are that kind of stuff? So I tend to focus on like activity-based things. Like maybe he needs a new reading light, or maybe he needs a new mouse. All that kind of stuff, because that's something that I'm sure he's going to use, and it's something that he probably is looking for at the current time. But I cannot stress my advice any much more is do basic research. If you're going to spend 20 euros, 30 euros on something like a headset, don't buy the first one that you see on the Google search. Do some basic research. Find an item that you definitely see, hey, this is a cool headset. Do some and type that exact headset name and model, and find the pros and cons. They'll list you will say, it's a bit flimsy and that kind of stuff. And then you weigh that kind of things. Like, am I quite a rough person? Is this thing going to break on me on the first day? Or am I going to be using this like literally just for gaming? I'm going to put it away in a nice, safe area. Then, yeah, do some basic research. Nothing too detailed, just basic. I know Jotun has done a lot of research for his laptop.
Jeez, man. I know laptop specs and things so damn well now. Wow.
But yes.
And I had to wait 7 months for my Legion 7, dude.
Oh, but yeah, you don't regret it, hey? You like, I know you love that
Never.
PC, that laptop.
Never.
Yeah.
I'm never going back. I'm such a Legion fanboy now, dude. Everybody, actually, my Christmas recommendation is buy yourself a Legion gaming laptop.
You heard it from him, folks. I have a simple Asus gaming laptop that I am probably going to keep with for until it explodes into fire, and I'll cry very much. But until then, it's my baby. I also remember the days where when I had my new laptop, I would like my old laptop would like press the on button, go make myself a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, come back, type up my password. But now with my new laptop, I like press the button, walk away, and it's like, please put your password in. I'm waiting here. I'm like, oh, sorry. I type my password. It's like, okay, now what do you want to do? I'm like, okay, sorry, I want to get a cup of coffee first, but okay, I'll conform to your all powerful laptopness.
No, dude, those things boot in a single breath.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's 100% beautiful. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever or whatever listens to these episodes, we are grateful for you joining us for another Ramble Shamble episode. Again, we stream this on every podcasting platform. We do Stitcher, Apple, Spotify, and numbers that I won't all mention here. Please do not forget to write us short comments or like whatever you can do on those different platforms. And again, guys, the best way to get in contact with us, speak with us, play game with us, talk with us, share podcast ideas is to join our Discord, which is in the description below. You can also talk to us on YouTube. We are open to talking to you there, but it might be a little more restrictive in what you say and share. But Discord is definitely the best way to speak with us and get in hold with us. And again, guys, we post episodes every Thursday as often as we can. We may take a little break, or we might have had a little break. I need to speak past tense and future tense in this episode. Pretty annoying. But we might have had a short break during Christmas time. But, we all hope that you guys can enjoy enjoyed your Christmas. This is really annoying me. But yes, Jotun, speak about Ramble Shamble. I'm getting too confused. Past, present, future. Past, present, future.
Okay, everybody. I don't think we can save Mackie, but please let us know what you think is the biggest scam. And we're going to take our favorites response from what you guys tell us. And we're going to talk about that for a little bit in the smaller bonus episodes called Ramble Shamble, which you guys can find in a separate playlist on YouTube. And yeah, we'll just talk about your favorite scam for a little bit. Now, I mentioned earlier that we can't think of everything under the sun that has to do with the topics that we have for the main episodes, but you guys can help us with that. And we're pretty damn sure that you guys have super interesting stories as well. So let us know what your guys' choices are, and we'll choose our favorite one. Or if you guys find there's an awesome one and you guys upvoted enough, then we'll talk about that one. Yeah, so please let us know what you guys think, and we'll spin a yarn about what you guys mentioned. Yeah.
Thank you for saving me there, Jotun. But that is all, guys. We are grateful for you listening to us. Please go check out the other episodes if you have not done yet. And again, hope you guys come join us in a future episode of Ramble Shamble. Bye from Mackie.
Bye-bye, everyone.